everything New Orleans Pelicans from a fan's perspective. "27 points, 5 rebounds." Welcome to Pelicans Flock Report, where I give you everything New Orleans Pelicans from a fan's perspective. I'm your host, D. Broussard. First things first, man, like always, before I get started, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. You don't want to miss it. The all-new Pelicans Flock Report, where I give you everything New Orleans Pelicans from a fan's perspective. Shout out to everybody that's already subscribed, man. I really appreciate y'all out there. And as long as y'all keep subscribing, I'm going to keep dropping this content, man. I'm your host, D. Broussard. Pels lose tonight in the Big Apple against the New York Knicks. Big game tonight, man. Huge game tonight for the Pelicans. Felt like the Pelicans continue to get better each and every game. And I felt like we played really well tonight. I got to say, I feel like we played really well tonight. Even in a losing effort, I really feel like we played well tonight. This game was a back and forth game. Every time the Knicks scored, the Pelicans were answering. I mean, and once again, like the Cleveland game, it just all came down to the fourth quarter. And I mean, to be honest, it wasn't really much of a team effort by the Knicks. It was mainly Jalen Brunson. That's a bad boy. So we all know that. If you watch basketball, you know Jalen Brunson a bad boy. And it just wasn't really nothing that we could do with him. And he got the dub for him pretty much. I mean, that's all I could really say about that. I mean, but overall I think we played well. Uh I was definitely, intrigued with what I saw tonight by the Pelicans as the Pels lose versus the New York Knicks 116-121. Only a 5-point loss. So like I said, this was a back and forth game. And it really just came down to the final minutes in the fourth quarter. And Jalen Brunson just turned it on. And, he been doing that all season. He get it done for them and close out games. And that's pretty much what it came down to. The turning point of this game for me, I got to say defense and better ball control. Now, the Pelicans only had 7 turnovers in this game. Really good tonight, controlling the basketball. As we know in other games, sometimes we double digits in turnovers and things of that nature. But tonight, better job protecting that basketball and controlling that basketball tonight. So we only had 7 turnovers. So I feel really good about that tonight. And also our defense. We played really well on defense. I felt like we defended well the entire game. And, we got stops, we rebound. Like we did everything we supposed to do defensively. We played a good game. Like I said, it just came down to Jalen Brunson, man. Like, he's cold, man. Like, and he got it done for his team. Top performance tonight, gotta go with Jeremiah Fears, man. The young kid. Man, this guy, wow, I gotta pause for a second. Man, Jeremiah Fears had a heck of a game tonight. I mean, this was just absolutely a stellar performance by Jeremiah Fears tonight. I mean, Jeremiah Fears absolutely went off. I don't know if it was because he was in the Garden or, he was in front of his old teammate. Maybe Jose was talking a little trash to him on the bench. I don't know what happened, but Jeremiah Fears went off and he looked incredible tonight. He really did. He shot the ball well. I mean, he was, getting downhill. I mean, he just was making some spectacular plays tonight. And this is what I keep saying about Jeremiah Fears. I really feel like this kid is going to be a star. And I think it was definitely a good pick by the Pelicans selecting this kid. Like, the sky's the limit for him, most definitely. Like, he's continuing to get better game by game. And you often see this a lot with rookies, throughout the season. you start seeing them start to get better as the season progressed because the first couple games or the first half of the season is more so like a learning experience and an adjustment. But Jeremiah Fields has really been turning it up and he's really looking really good, man. And I'm definitely excited with what I saw from him tonight. Now, Jeremiah was 9 for 12 from field goal range and also 3 for 5 from 3-point land. Zion Williamson had a good game tonight, 22 points, 4 rebounds for Zion. Zion was 8 for 10 from field goal range. Good performance for Zion. 8 for 10 for field goal range. I just felt like the Pelicans just didn't utilize Zion as much in this game. I felt like if they would have started to try to get Zion involved a little earlier in the game against Carl Anthony Towns, I think Zion would have probably went off and had way more points than what he did in this game. But the Pelicans didn't, really try to get Zion involved in this one. But overall, I felt like, he had a great performance with what he was given and the shots that he was able to, uh, get to in this game. Besides Zion, gotta go with Sadiq Bey. Sadiq Bey, another good performance for Sadiq Bey. 18 points, 4 rebounds for Sadiq tonight. Sadiq was 6 for 13 from field goal range and also 4 for 6 from behind the arc. Good performance for Sadiq. Kind of felt like Sadiq could have played a little bit better in my opinion, but overall, I think, it was a good game for Sadiq. Also, Trey Murphy added 16 points in this one, 6 rebounds for Trey. Trey Murphy was 6 for 15 from field goal range and also 4 for 12 from behind the arc. Not really a good shooting performance for Trey from behind the arc tonight, but overall, I think Trey played really well. He had a nice alley-oop dunk in the first half. Trey continues to get better. I just feel like here lately in these last couple games, he hasn't really been shooting that well from behind the arc. But overall, I mean, he's been definitely contributing and, you know, um, playing really well throughout these last couple games. Now, what this basically means for us is that the Pelicans now fall to 25 and 47, and the play-in is starting to look a lot further than what I might have been thinking because it was looking like we were starting to gain a little bit momentum, and it looked like we were probably starting to maybe claw and scratch at that 10th spot a little bit. But this loss, the loss against Cleveland, the Pels continue to fall. So I don't know if we're gonna be making that play in this season, guys. But you know, overall, I feel like I continue to see much improvement from the Pelicans. I've been really impressed with what I've been seeing from the Pels in these last 2 games, especially going up against playoff contenders like the Cleveland Cavaliers and also the New York Knicks. And we just continuing to get better, man. I like it. I like to see it. Throughout the season, we've been struggling, turnovers, chemistry, things of that nature. And you gotta tip your head off to James Borrego, man. I'm gonna continue to, give James Borrego his flowers. And, I just think that James Borrego really deserves to be the head coach of this basketball team. I mean, I know he still has the interim tag on his name right now, but James deserves to be the head coach. I think the job that he's done has been phenomenal, especially being thrown in the fire, being an assistant coach, asking to be the head coach, and to do the job that he's done so far with this team. Because I'm saying this because I'm continuing to see improvements from the team as we go forward. And a lot of that also is health. We're finally healthy. Everybody's healthy. I mean, the only guy we really have down right now is Bryce McGowan's. But, Bryce is still coming on a little bit. He's not really, I would say, a key contributor right now. But our core guys are all fully healthy. And I think we've been able to see what type of team we look like when we're really healthy. And I think James has done a good job with this squad, man, honestly. Next game will be against the Detroit Pistons in Detroit. Now Detroit they're down Cade Cunningham, but really don't matter. The Detroit Pistons are number one in the East. They still been playing some really good basketball. I watched them the other night against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they won that game. The Detroit Pistons are gonna defend. They have Jaden Duran. They have uh, um, um, the Thompson kid. You know, they have a lot of good pieces still, even without Cade Cunningham. And it was this guy that was from the G League. He put up like 30 points the other night against the Lakers. So, I mean, Detroit's still gonna come out and they gonna steal ball. So we just gotta be ready to defend and play the same way that we played against the New York Knicks and just try to get a win. And like I said, man, I'm really impressed with what I've been seeing from my Pels these last couple games, and I think it's only gonna get better from here. Even though we don't have that many games left in the season, but ultimately, I think I've been really impressed, and I like what I see from the Pels. We definitely gonna have to go out and get some shooting, and that definitely showed to me in these last two games. We definitely need more shooting. We definitely gonna have to find somebody that can knock down a 3-point shot consistently and help this team out because I think when it comes down to the last couple minutes in the fourth quarter, we just don't have many guys that can shoot the 3-point shot consistently. Now, Trey is a consistent shooter at times, but Trey has been struggling. And it's just like when Trey is struggling, you have to have somebody else that you can go to that's going to be a knockdown 3-point shooter, especially in the NBA today. You got to have 3-point shooting. So I just feel like, Joe and Troy Weaver definitely got to go out and look for some more shooting during the off season because I think once we add a little bit more shooting, I think that's going to elevate this team and it's going to take us to the next level because we already have a good athletic team, a lot of talent. We just need maybe one or two guys that can come in and knock down some 3-point shots for us when it really matter. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we ultimately do, man. But that's it for me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, the all new Pelicans Flock Report. You don't want to miss it after each and every game. And even on off days, I've been dropping some content. So y'all make sure y'all check it out on the channel. That's it for me, man. I'm out. Make sure you like and subscribe.